Look, I really, really need some help here, alright? I need to know if this sounds at all familiar, or resonates on some level, or something. Yeah, I know this is going to be trolled and mocked and whatever, fuck it, I don't care. I just need to know if anyone at all, has had similar experiences. I don't care if you're a fucking schizophrenic or something like that, just tell me. I'm done being alone on this. Okay, this happened to me on the subway, C-train, downtown. I was on my way to Penn Station to catch a train to DC. It was for this big rally and I could only be there for the day, so I had to catch a super early train. I was on the subway at a little after 4 in the morning. It was one of the only times in my life when there wasn't anyone else in the station, and no one in the train car when I got on. The first few stops were normal. Nothing weird or anything, except that no people were getting on. But after like the 4th stop, the train came to a standstill, and the lights went down. My initial thought was like, fucking MTA, right? So I'm just sitting there waiting for the train to start back up again, sitting in total darkness. Even after my eyes adjusted, I could still just barely make out my hand in front of my face. With the power gone, the heat went off and things started getting cold. Really fucking cold. It was in October, so this, kind of makes sense. I just remember it freezing like a motherfucker. From outside the car, it sounded like something was happening. And there was some kind of noise. I'm not sure how to describe it, really. The closest thing I can think to describe it is like a hive of bees buzzing in that high-pitched squeal that a microphone makes. But like I said, that's still not really what it sounded like. That's just the best way I can describe it. It wasn't like overpowering or anything, but it grew from barely audible to pretty prominent in the background. After some amount of time, I'm not sure how much, I heard a dripping sound. Quiet at first, but then louder and more constant, as if it started like a single leaky faucet before evolving to a leaky roof. Nothing on me, just like all around me, in front of me. After it kept going for a while, I decided to take out my phone and use the flashlight app. I will never forget what I saw in that fucking train on that fucking night. There were 4 of them. White skin, shiny and moist like a frog's. They were about my height, 6 feet or so, while 2 of them were only about 4 feet. The 2 tall ones were standing in the middle, and the 2 shorter ones were on their sides. They were just standing right in front of me, not moving a muscle. The thing that I will truly never forget about them were their faces. They had a human shape to them, but where there should have been a mouth, there was a giant, single eye. Baby blue, all of them. Their eyelashes were long and black and fluttered every time they blinked. Winked? Meanwhile, where there should have been eyes, there were 2 gaping mouths. Not like a person's mouth, but like a fucking lamprey or leech or something. Round and with teeth like needles sticking out all around the insides. The dripping sound was coming from a blood-red fluid, probably blood, I know, I just want to be cautious, that was spilling from their ear holes and falling to the floor. All of them were just staring at me with those giant, single eyes. I couldn't bring myself to do anything besides sit there, barely able to breathe, with that fucking noise still going on around me. Just as I was beginning to wonder if they'd actually do anything, they each held up their right hand, clenched in a fist. A horrible, retching, squelching shriek came out of their mouths. I'm not sure if it was anything at all, but if they were saying something, it was the word wasted. They then opened their hands. A single object fell from each to the ground. They were human ears. 3 dark brown, 1 pale tan. When the ears hit the ground, the lights instantly went back on, and the car lurched forward into the tunnel. The things were all gone, but the ears were still there. A voice came on over the intercom and said, "Sorry about the delay, minor electrical problem." This was all about 5 months ago. I tried my best to forget the whole fucking thing happened. Like, maybe it was a dream or some shit. But the ears... And now, I've noticed that people on the streets have started looking at me in weird ways. They stare, and when I catch them, they look away as if they weren't. It's usually people looking from behind. Their faces, when I catch them, as if they just saw someone with 2 heads. I've checked my back in the mirror several times, but I can't find anything. Now even my friends have been acting strangely, giving me weird looks when they think my back is turned. Whenever I ask them about it, they just wave their hands and say, "Nothing." Yeah, nothing my ass. Sometime last week, I think I heard that noise again. I'm not sure though, it comes and goes, seemingly only when I'm out on the streets. It's quiet, so I can't really tell if it's really there or if it's just the street noise. But why would I start hallucinating it now? The skin, right behind my ears, is starting to itch. Really fucking badly. It's normal for me to have really bad, dry skin, but this is fucking nuts. By now, the skin burns when I go to scratch, but I just can't help myself. I've tried powders and creams and shit, but it just never goes away. It's gotten to the point where the scratches are starting to bleed. I reach behind my ears, and my fingers come back covered in blood. Blood and something else. Whatever it is, it smells awful, like some kind of fungus. I don't know, maybe it's just sweat, but it's not like anything I've ever smelled before. I'm still not even sure if I want to bother trying to see a doctor about it. Can't get a fucking appointment in this city. I can't stand it. I'm sick of kids pointing, parents tugging their arms to pull them away. I'm fucking sick of turning my back every 5 seconds just to catch some fucking knob or tourist gawking at me from behind. 2 days ago, I got so fed up with it that I just punched a homeless guy on 33rd Street for squinting at me from across the street. Please, I am begging anyone out there, if you see this and know anything about it, please message me. If this, or something like it, has happened to you or someone you know, let me know as soon as possible. So far, nothing I've searched online has yet yielded any results, not even any urban legends or badly photoshopped pictures. I need something, anything that can help me understand what happened to me that night.